You should be alone. Yeah, you should be alone. You should be alone with me. I'm Callum Oliphant, Anna Campbell. We've not done this before. We're going to be doing, well, I'm going to be trying to piss Anna off by saying 10 reasons why I think Paramore sucks now. Yeah, okay.
First thing I want to do is talk about the new fans.
Dun dun dun!
Many people would not admit it, but the fans of a particular group, artist or genre will heavily colour our opinions. I remember being really fucking shocked when I went to Catfish, like a couple of years ago.
All 12-year-old girls.
Yeah, and it just kind of made me like open my eyes, and I looked back and I was like, oh no, maybe these aren't the band.
What have I done?
What have I done? This is not the band I thought it was going to be. And I deeply fear this is the same with the new Paramore crowd. Like, the generation who knows them as a three-piece, like, indie rock outfit with soulful hooks, and not as an emo pop-punk band with a truly fucking amazing frontwoman. They're just a bit shit, these new kids on the block. You saw them Friday.
I saw them
Today
last Friday. It's Thursday now.
So you saw them a week ago, right?
Yeah, as soon as we got there, like, me and my friend were like, fucking hell, we look out of place.
Do you?
Like, everyone was about 15.
I fear the new listeners brought in by Paramore's 5th studio album are the Weatherspoons of fans. All pretending to be cool and ingrained in the local culture, but in fact exactly the same. The Weatherspoons fans. Cheap, bland, and most likely underage doing MDMA in the bathroom.
I don't know whether it's a case of new fans, because I feel like a lot of the ones that they currently have followed on from like self-titled. I haven't seen many people just discovering Paramore now.
I feel like there's quite a few.
From what I can see, like online, social media and stuff, there are a lot of younger fans that are about 15, 16. But I think most people are aware of who Paramore were before or after Laughter,
possibly,
even if
yeah.
they didn't
They were
like
a
their
huge
music. Like, I suppose they've sort of shifted into a genre that meets a new dynamic in a way, because it's poppier, plain and simple, like, and that's going to appeal to a larger audience.
Right, my second point, and to be honest, I can barely remember it. We're going to have to really vamp on this one. I'm going to need you to carry me. Quirky indie bullshit. I don't like this new direction. It's really weird. Like, I've got a video of it, but the Jimmy Kimmel one where she's all in a fucking red jumpsuit, and normally I don't think it's right to pick apart somebody's appearance, but with a performer, picking someone's appearance up on stage is really important because that shows what they're trying to convey to you. I always feel like she's been a very strong, powerful person, really emotive.
Oh yeah, for a little girl.
From the age of like 15,
for a small
when she
human,
was.
she's punk, like spunky, man.
Exactly, and
she's spunky as fuck.
I feel like she's lost something with that. She doesn't have that. Now it's just
I don't know,
quirky
man.
indie bullshit.
She
and her
dabbed on her.
Yeah, exactly. What is that?
I don't think she meant to. She's a
Ironic
little old
dab.
lady
No,
in her
you
head,
can't dab ironically.
I think that they're trying to make a stylistic statement. I think it's just meant to signify the era that they're going through. Hard Times, it sort of came out as this sort of art piece, poppy anthem. That's what it was going for.
That is what it's going for, and it fucking nailed it for that, but I think that's shit. But if we're going to start moving into the territory of talking about the album, there's one thing I really want to raise. When I was last year, in my first year at ACM, Frank Turner came and gave a talk.
Yep.
And he said, you have to constantly justify your own existence in the industry. And you know, I think they definitely work hard, but I don't think they're justifying their own existence. This new album, I really struggle listening to it, to find a reason to want to listen to it.
I feel like the trouble is with this album, as much as I enjoyed it, as much as I respect it, I'm always gonna find something to like about it because it's Paramore.
Yeah, and that's also one of the reasons why I think if it wasn't Paramore, it wouldn't have floated so well. This album would come out as like maybe a cult classic indie pop album.
I reckon it would have been, critically, it would have been received better if it wasn't Paramore.
Critically, it's one of the best way they've ever received it.
You like this too? Oh, it's good, Anthony. You're gonna like it. Don't worry about it. It's good.
Maybe
from a fan's point of view then? From a listener's point of view?
From a listener's point of view, if it wasn't Paramore, people would accept it.
If you heard this and it wasn't Paramore and it wasn't a band that you already had opinions about, would you have liked it more?
No, but I would have disliked it for different reasons.
Right, okay.
I feel going from Paramore, there's such a sense of power from Hayley Williams that...
Oh yeah.
Even in the last album, when it was still a little bit poppy, you still had that dynamic that we were talking about before we started shooting. Like, there's just such a difference between the verse and the chorus that when it comes down, bam, it gets you. Whereas that's not here now. That's my Paramore reason. But in terms of it just standing on its own 2 feet, I think it's just boring. I think the production is really boring. It's a shame because the music is great.
Lord Jesus, Lord, no!
I think with Paramore, the trouble is we're so used to hearing them have a fucking loud chorus that really jumps in. Whereas there's other bands like Nothing But Thieves that generally go slower in its chorus and they're louder in the verses. It's a trademark of the band, like it's something that you come to expect.
This is leading on to my fourth point. They have no passion in this album.
That's the thing with self-titled. Like, I feel like it was the right mix of pop and rock because it can still be justified as a rock album. It could still be on the rock charts. And
it is one of the most creative rock albums I think I've ever heard.
It's
one of those crazy girls.
Yep, that's the fucking art and it's so underrated.
So well done.
Be Alone is brilliant.
But this is the thing. Where is that in After Laughter?
Yeah,
where's the tracks like that? Like the interludes with the ukuleles.
That's what I found with After Laughter. Certain songs have more passion than others.
It's not necessarily the songwriting. It's not necessarily what they're playing, but the way it's delivered to us in this like really popified package. It sounds just like any other fucking indie band.
You go back to Still Into You and you hear those
even
highlights.
then, Still Into You, one of the biggest pop records they'd ever done at that point. Holy fuck, like the vocals on that are amazing.
Yeah, they're crazy.
It's not uncommon for bands to change. Like you're not going to be the same person that you are at 15 as you are at 30. No. Hayley Williams is not going to make the same music at 15 as she is at 29. No, exactly. Like she is completely different, and so is her music. But just because something changes doesn't mean it's bad, but doesn't mean it's good.
No.
And this is something I really want to hit hard on. Again, we've talked about this a little bit, but Going Grey by the Front Bottoms. Both bands, this is their 5th studio album, both incredibly popified albums.
Yeah.
The most accessible either band
of each band
have ever been. Both have gone through some serious lineup changes. And again, possibly 2 of my least favourite albums from both acts. However, I think the Front Bottoms, Going Grey, has got that passion. It's got that soul.
For me, that's probably my favourite album that the Front Bottoms have done. It's far more accessible for me.
Exactly. Just because you popify something and you take something in a new direction doesn't mean it's bad. Like I love Going Grey, but I'm not going to listen to it for a Front Bottoms album. It's kind of.
Well, it's the same with me. I really like After Laughter, but I'm not going to be listening to it.
You're not going to be like, I want to listen to Paramore, so I'm going to listen to After Laughter.
No, I'll put self-titled on or Brand New Eyes. Idol Worship is brilliant, I have to say. That's probably the standout for me on that album because they took something really sensitive, like a topic that's sensitive to fans, and they had balls to just go out there and say, you know what, like we're just people. Like you can't idolise us.
That is a really good thing. It's so. That was one thing I definitely rated on that album, Idol Worship.
The lyrics are tremendous.
It's just a massive fuck you.
Yeah, it
is
literally is.
You guys are making my life worse.
Hayley has never sworn in a song as far as I know, but she was practically fucking cursing at fans in that song. I'm pretty sure she hasn't sworn in a song.
I can't think of a song where she swears.
I don't think she's talked about sex or sworn or talked about alcohol. She's very straight edge.
That's really cool. Like think about it as like how many female artists and this is going on. I haven't planned this at all, but think like how many female artists get where they are by being masculine in a sense, being ballsy and like that sort of thing, and they swear a lot. They talk about drinking a lot, take a lot of drugs, and then they like talk about sex and they just do all that. And Hayley Williams has managed to go about it by completely being like a straight edged Christian and being like, no, it's all about the heart. Yeah. And actually, that's really cool. I want to quickly talk about the history of the relationships within the Paramore base camp. Because there's a lot of rumours.
A lot of drama.
You go onto Twitter or Reddit especially.
Reddit.
There's a lot of bad things being said. Because in this current lineup we have one of their earliest guitarists,
Got the original drummer
back.
And the original singer.
Well,
Yeah.
it's Hayley Williams. She is Paramore. Another time. But this lineup, I feel like it's. I know it's really weird because it's possibly the most Paramore it's been.
Yeah, for a while.
But I think it sounds the way that
the least Paramore.
The least Paramore. I think it's really weird because each player is doing stuff that they haven't previously done before.
I'd say that their new stuff is very similar to Zach's band, his project Half Noise.
Yeah.
It's very similar to that, and I think he's had a lot of influence on the new music.
Can I talk about self-titled for a moment?
Yeah, do it.
I love that album. Because this is my 7th point. I think we're on 7. Yeah, I think we're on 7 point. The reason I'm so fucking disappointed with After Laughter was because this fucking album, this 19-track behemoth.
17.
17?
The deluxe has more.
Oh
stuff,
yes,
yeah.
17-track behemoth is beautiful.
Now it's
the music video for that.
See, that came out. That was the first single for this album, right? And I was like,
bit different.
Not sure what to make. And then, like, after about a week, I was like,
this is my jam. I'm not angry anymore.
Well, sometimes I am.
Yeah, this album, it was so creative. There was so much different on it, but it all had a similar cohesion. There was so much different about it. There's so much on the album that was different from itself, different from what came. It was as if like they were doing like a homage to the entire Paramore discography.
And then After Laughter is more synth pop.
Pop punk, disco, indie pop, dance pop, and power pop, synth pop with a bit of an indie twist to it.
But No Friend's also good off the new album. Yeah. It's what is it? Spoken word.
But again, actually, quickly, this we listened to it earlier. And I was just like, what is the point of having a spoken word song where you can't hear the spoken word because you produced the instrumental too loud?
Why didn't you make it so we could hear the singer that you like so much?
Yeah, exactly.
Love you, Haley.
Why? What's the point? I'm getting angry. I was meant to make her angry. I'm the angry one. Number 8. Looking back and not forward. Oh. I feel like this album is just kind of looking around yourself. What is everyone else doing? What have they been doing the last few years? Because in pop production, there's like, it hasn't changed since like Toxic, Britney Spears. They have the same producer, both the guitarist and
Justin Medal Johnson.
Oh no, it's Johnson.
Medal Johnson.
Medal. It's confusing. Same producers, guitarist and this guy.
Yep. For After Laughter
and Self-Titled, which is really weird. Which makes me think Hayley Williams has gone Makes me think Hayley Williams has gone ahead and been like, Mr. Producer Man, I don't like this. Let's do what everyone else is doing.
Maybe.
The fact that the producers have stayed the same kind of points to me that he didn't have a lot of say creatively. He was much more of a mechanical engineer. Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, go on.
Hayley runs around the stage like a coked up Sonic the Hedgehog. It's because I told you this was going to come up.
I didn't realise it would be so...
Reading 2014.
Ooh.
2 weeks and we caught on fire. She got it all from me, but I wear the biggest smile. You see it? Whoa, I never meant to play, but I got him and I want it now.
And the same year that I saw them, she did the same. The video that I've got of on her and Jimmy Kimmel, she's lancing around the shop, just doing whatever.
Still sounds good on Jimmy Kimmel though.
Sounds alright. Hayley Williams runs around and she gets out of breath and she can't... And obviously the music she's doing now doesn't have the same vocal requirements, so it's not so obvious. But the last few years, I felt that she's put the stage presence above the actual performance.
I think it's kind of like when you're touring, as much as they do, it gets boring just doing the same thing every time. She wants to fuck around. She wants to have some fun up there.
Of course.
She wants to have a party. That's the whole point of it for her. She's trying to have a little dance night with her fans. That's what she wants to do. She wants to dance with us.
Rewind. Okay, Hayley Williams as a performer, not a fan as much as I used to be. Final point. We're gonna move on. Final point. This one's a silly one. I just wanted to end it on a light-hearted note. I miss Hayley Williams' hair. What is your favourite Hayley Williams period of
Oh
hair?
my god.
We'll get pictures up on screen
This
for you
is so-
viewers at home.
So we need to talk about the period. So first of
Okay.
all, she had red hair, right?
Yeah,
When
she
was
had
15.
red hair for a long time,
Then it went to Misery Business.
which was red-yellow.
Red, yellow, orange, fire.
Fire.
Fire hair. This was the era of the carrot mic and the fire hair.
Yeah.
An era that we love, we cherish.
Us Paramore fans we cherish.
And then she went blonde for brand new eyes. She was blonde.
Yep.
Then she went back to orange, but she had that weird sort of short fringe
Yes.
that came around with self-titled, which
I
I was
really-
not a fan of, but that's okay.
I was a really big fan of that with the blue
you-
hair.
The blue hair. Fuck me, I was gonna come up.
Short,
The short
and
blue hair. Oh. I loved that hairstyle.
Now look, this is Anna Campbell. Camel Elephant. There's 10 reasons why Paramore sucks.
But
I-
also,
Kind
They
of
don't
are
suck.
okay.
we've
Yeah.
kind of come to conclusions. I like to
I
think.
still think they suck right now.